Okay, there's the mic. So I was speaking and not being heard, I guess. Let me start this like this. In the name of the God, the compassionate, the merciful. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, hotep, peace be with you, beloved black family. My name is Abdul Wadud, aka Questman. And what I was saying that you couldn't hear because the mic wasn't clicked on is that, as I said, most of you probably will not see this until quite some hours from now because you're likely in bed asleep. But there are still, things I felt, there's some things that, like I said, I'm a contemplative person, a person that reflects upon everything that goes on in my life. What I see, if I see it from the media, when I walk outside, when I drive, when I talk on a live, everything for me is interconnected. Anytime, I communicate with people or they communicate with me, I take in a spiritual experience. You understand? Because, I strive to tap into where I listen to a divine communication, if you will. And I don't want to say that in some kind of spookish way, but anytime someone speaks to me and I feel like they're speaking to me, I try to hear. I don't like to be one of those who are too big-headed or too arrogant to hear what other people have to say, whether it be positive or negative. Because I believe that's, how you grow. You understand? So, with that said, I've been thinking about a lot of things. First, let me start here, because this is, this is not written or scripted or something like that. This is just from the heart. My earliest experience dealing with racism and the, was with my father. My father's encounter with the police and he would fight and things like that. And I actually saw him win, but because the one person said, he wanted to take off his badge and they ended up fighting. That was many years ago. I think I was about 4 years old. And I've experienced many other forms of, racism since. So I have, some decent, so if we can call it decent, experience of dealing with the reality of what it means to be a black man. Now about Soul Journey of Life. Initially, when I began Soul Journey of Life, and I mentioned this in the introduction of Soul Journey of Life before, my intention wasn't about creating a social media platform. That wasn't the purpose. For me, Soul Journey of Life is a mission. You understand? And it began in the form of an herbal tea shop, selling natural organic products. The idea being to try to, if I were to do any kind of business, in society, I wanted it to be something that was useful to people, helpful to people, um, something that was selfless and not a selfish endeavor. I wanted, I even would have a table and things set up so people could come in and they could have a free cup of tea on the house. It'd be a selected variety, but that way they could sit there. If they wanted to buy something, they could buy something. If they didn't, they didn't. They could read their magazine. They could, whatever the case. It was open for them in that nature. And as with anything, things take, the proper resources. Things take the proper, support and things like that. And at that time, at least for 1 year, I could say I did okay. You understand? It wasn't a $1 billion business or nothing like that. Very, very humble shop. Just covering, where I could make profit. And that all ended when the owners of the building increased the rent. And when that happened, I wasn't able to make a profit. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings, family. Appreciate you for coming through. So, that was my earliest experience dealing with Soul Journey of Life. But as with anything that I do, I always try to put, my best effort in something. Now, that doesn't mean that my best effort may be seen as best to someone else. In fact, my best effort might be garbage to someone else. All the same, all I could do as an individual is strive to put my heart into it. But that doesn't mean that my best effort is actually best. And sometimes, you don't notice this stain on your shirt until someone else points it out to you. So, that's why it pays in wisdom, that is. It pays in the benefit of learning. Learning being what you profit as a result of this type of listening to what we may call constructive criticism. And it may not always be so constructive. It could just be criticism, period. But there's always something that can come out of that. So I say this to say, I had a live panel earlier, and, we had all kinds of discussions. But in that discussion, you might have noticed there was some disagreement. And while I feel like some things may have been overlooked or misunderstood, at the same time, I listened closely as I replayed the live back, and I heard constructive criticism that was useful and beneficial. So the term selfish was used. So I say, okay, someone said that I'm being selfish. And my objective is not to say, oh, well, no, I'm not being selfish. How can you say I'm being selfish? I'm not selfish. You're selfish. That's big-headed. That's being hard-headed. That's being, but the path that I strive to be upon actually benefits from that type of communication, because we listen to the communication and ponder whether or not it's true. And there must be some element of truth in it if someone's able to identify it and speak out about it. So I said, selfish. So I said to myself, well, what is the reason for Soul Journey of Life? The reason for Soul Journey of Life is to represent the spiritual business, if you will, business ethic. Not any worldly business ethic, because I'm not concerned about it. Worldly business ethic. That doesn't mean I'm not concerned about business. I do have to provide for my wife and children. I have an obligation towards them. And because of that, I have to endeavor to make ends meet and to, make my daily bread, so to speak. Now, that aside, more focused on the essence of Soul Journey of Life. being a spiritual business endeavor, one that tries to reflect my effort to do a good deed in this world. So, I thought about, some of the things I was saying and bringing to light. For example, the fact that pretty much I pay for everything that's on the website. Now, celestially, I believe that the benefits for that, if what I am doing benefits people, the benefits is greater hereafter than the present. So I remember seeing a video where a sheikh was complaining about his student in an effort to teach him a lesson. The student was complaining, right? And in this conversation, the student was declaring that he wasn't complaining while at the same time complaining in his process of learning his lesson. But the sheikh had to point out to him, that, hey, in what you're doing, there is the presence of the devil, because while you say you aren't complaining, you just complained by even talking about it. So I thought about that, right? Because I said, wait a minute. I'm complaining about the fact that I'm paying for and supporting a website meant for the people, but I'm complaining about the expenses. So I thought, that's deep for me. Because the whole purpose of designing the website, or even having the website at all, is intended to be a selfless endeavor, whether anybody uses it or not. I can't say I don't care. I guess, there's some care in it, but it's not about the glamour of the world. It's me listening to what we as a community, as a black people, continue to talk about. So for example, we talk about, we want action, we want unity, we want to get together and be on common accord. So I keep asking, well, what tools bring that about? And whoever has the tools, whoever's implementing the infrastructure for that, then we need to support that infrastructure or that platform. And and another thing I don't like getting caught up into is the I this, the I that. I'm trying to, I wanted to, I needed to, I had hoped to, because that still puts me in the category of those who make something about themselves. And Soul Journey of Life isn't meant to be about me. Soul Journey of Life, or any effort to draw or unify, has to be a selfless endeavor. Or so I believe. Here we go again with the I. Can you imagine, going a whole month without saying I or me in any of your conversations? That's a challenge. An act of selflessness. And so we continue to reflect at solutions. Now, of course, I could shut the website down. And I thought of doing that. Say, hey, why not just shut it down? But then I feel like that would be not necessary, because I believe that I've been compelled, if you will, to establish the website anyway. Do I know entirely why? Well, maybe it hasn't. Maybe its purpose hasn't fully surfaced yet. After all, it's internet based, and the spiritual journey sins much greater than, the internet infrastructure. It's simply one tool of many tools at my disposal, with this journey that I'm upon. And I'm speaking as an individual. Now, as an individual, I am a member of the Black community. And as a member of the Black community, I have an obligation towards the Black community as much as I do my own family. When you marry, when you have children, you embrace the obligation to support and provide for them. You embrace the obligation to utilize whatever qualities, whatever skills you have for the benefit of your family. Now, considering that at large, my family at large, the Black nation, the same applies, but on a different level. So sometimes you just have to reflect. Sometimes you let the days come and let the divine guidance just kind of present it to you, right? Especially when you get to like a roadblock where you're not seeing any immediate answers. You're not seeing any immediate solutions, as we tend to want. So, I see it as a challenge. I see it as an issue before the Black community, because whenever I go on the YouTubes and see the lives presented there or the lives presented on IGs and whatnot, I see that we're always often separate. And even when we group up, it's a group here, it's a group there, and I think of it like when you go to an employment site, right? And whoever's working for that organization, they're all checking in, they're all clocking in, you understand, to let the business know that, hey, they're present at that job site. But with us, it's not that simple. And the reason why I can understand that it's not so simple is because we've been through a lot. And we're very frustrated in general. As a people, we're frustrated. Things are heating up. And when things start heating up, Black folks tend to get very frustrated. We tend to get very uncomfortable, because we're trying to find solutions for relief from our suffering, from the heat, from the experiences that we've been going through and are still going through, and maybe going through in some time to come, until we develop the right position of unity to deal with it. We can debate, we can argue, we can, feud with each other. But at the end of the day, if, say, for example, let's say Soul Journey of Life isn't for, the family, I can accept that personally, but it still leaves open, what do we do instead? If we don't have a platform of our own, and we're still, we use YouTube and we use Facebook, we constantly put ourselves in an environment where we have no privacy, we have no sense of being able to feel free to speak our mind and say what we want, or communicate, what we want to achieve our objectives as a family. How do we do that? If we don't have a platform for ourselves, how do we communicate things that matter to us? And as one person put it, how do we protect our narrative if we don't have a platform for ourselves? Now, of course, I can agree that Soul Journey of Life may not be the most sophisticated platform. And that being because, like I said, limited resources. And it's not so simple to take one thing out while unraveling the whole site. Everything, when you create some sites like a social media site, there's a lot of parts involved that make it work as a cohesive whole. And when you remove that part, you no longer have a social media site. So it's not so simple as to, well, don't do this and don't do this. Well, if we were to go that route, again, you don't have a social media site. Um, so it leaves us at another roadblock, kind of like writer's block, right? What do you do then? How do we develop an infrastructure where we come together to communicate our views uncensored by Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whoever? You understand? Do we just stay, as activists confined to the limits of YouTube? Or what do we do? And that's why when I'm trying to brainstorm, Soul Journey of Life as a social media platform came. Again, Soul Journey of Life initially I never had the idea years ago of creating a social media platform with my small business, herbal shop. In fact, I had, been looking around before last year, the beginning of the last year. I had been looking around for shop spaces to, open up Soul Journey of Life as a shop again. And I came close at one situation, but they ended up renting it to someone else. So through time and time, not succeeding in finding a suitable shop space, I had put that on pause. And then, as I constantly see on Facebook, brothers and sisters complaining about being censored and complaining about, not being able to speak their mind when it comes to Black-related issues, I said, well, suppose I, develop something that could help. And that's where the platform came. All I could do is strive in my best effort. The fact of the matter is, I'm hardly anything close to wealthy. In fact, quite the opposite. So, when I think about, what it takes, I can't say it's never been an easy task, just as well as any task that I've encountered in my life. But I take it on because I feel it's necessary. Now here we go again. A new task has surfaced. If you see at the title of this particular chat or this particular live, July 20th, Just Be Black, Get Together is the title. So what's the deal with that, right? Someone might ask. Well, I'll put something in the description there. I'm one of those people that, I believe in us, right? I believe that we are capable of more than what, those who are not us paint us with. My hope is that we have in our hearts enough desire to be unified that we can just do it. And, just like that. And so the July 20th Just Be Black Get Together concept we talked about in this most recent live. Just kind of, it just came out like that. And we said July 20th because it was far enough for people to sort of prepare for it, considering everything that's been going on. So my question is, again, it keeps going back into this revolving door type thing. Is this something that Black people can do? Because for me, like I said, I believe in us. I've seen what we can do as a people. You know, we've been inspired by brothers like Grandmaster Jay, unifying and demonstrating an armed movement, an armed militia. And that's definitely an honorable achievement, an honorable action. And we have to give respect where respect is due for sure. But the regular people, just regular people, among the black community, many of us, some of us, we don't have any arms. And, I think that, there's always something we can be doing, even while we might be waiting for something else to happen. There's always something we could be doing. Also, I feel like we have this challenge pending over our heads. Can we just get together for the sake of getting together? You understand? Can we just do it? Or what do we need? Does there have to be a celebrity on the scene? Or does there have to be, some, artificial holiday that, where the establishment dictates who our heroes are, who are what our holidays are, what are anything that means anything. But what about something that comes from us? What about something that genuinely comes from us? Can we just, as a people, say, on this day, let's just unify for the sake of unity? You understand? Benefiting businesses, black-owned businesses, people with, vendors, benefiting fundraisers, benefiting black families, benefiting speakers, benefiting all types of people in the black community, just to come together for the sake of coming together. Can we do this? Is this something that's unrealistic? I mean, imagine, I'll put this thing on here, on this YouTube, July 20th, just be black, get together. All kinds of folks see it. White folks see it, look at it. Oh, man, they can't do that. Are they telling the truth? I mean, think of it, just kind of meditate on that. Are we incapable of just unifying just because we want to? Or do we just listen to lectures, listen to talk? Is this a fantasy or something? I mean, all it takes for many of these other groups is just them saying, look, we're going to meet at such and such a place for, whatever their festivals are, whatever their culture calls for from them. And they do it. But we always have to have some type of appealing persuasion to get us to do anything. We can't just do it. We're people that like to be entertained. We like amusement. We like enjoyment. I believe it's in our nature because we're good-spirited people. We're people that have the spirit of, harmony, pleasure. You understand? We like to be at peace. We like to be relaxed. That's in our nature. I understand that. But what does it take to unify us? What does it take to say, look, on July 20th, let's just get together. We say Cleveland, Ohio. On July 20th, let's just get together, Cleveland, Ohio. Can we just put that there and it happens? Or is it, we don't know Abdul Wadud, so we don't, it's not something we do. But it's not about Abdul Wadud. I'm just speaking something out into the community. Anyone out there? That's what I'm asking. Where are you? I mean, is anybody out there? Or am I just talking to space? Am I just talking to nothingness? Do I need to go out there and protest at the White House and I might get better results from them not listening to me and me knowing they're not going to listen to me than me turning to my own and communicating something that in reality is very doable. But for some reason, we just don't, it's like the motivation has to be high powered for us to want to do something. I don't ever profess perfection. Far from perfection. I do profess to be one who strives with the objective of, or the goal of perfection. Will I ever obtain that? Not likely in this life. Each of us has a purpose. Each of us has something that we must do in this life to manifest that purpose. I mean, that's kind of how it feels. Yeah. It feels like, when it comes to talking to our own, we're talking to emptiness, the emptiness. And it shouldn't be that way. There has to be some element in us that desires to stay on code, that desires unity so much that just by a family member saying, let's come together, that's enough. That's enough. So that's my challenge personally, for us as a family, for you, for me, as an individual. I believe in myself. And as I said, I could show up even if no one does. As far as I'm concerned, once I find this location in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's set in stone, so to speak, where I'll be on July 20th. Even if I'm all by myself. It won't bother me to the slightest, but it will show me something that I'm talking into thin air. And it will show me that a very strong lesson about us as a people. But I want to believe that we're more than what our adversaries make us out to be. I want to believe that there's more to us than what we've been pressed down to be. I mean, just imagine, just imagine those observing us unify and they ask, well, what's going on? It's not Juneteenth. It's not Martin Luther King Day. It's not Malcolm X Day. It's not. What are they doing? And then when you go down to the ground level and ask them, what are you guys doing? You don't have arms. You don't have any weapons. What are you guys doing? We're just getting together. We're just being black. We're doing us. I'm sorry we forgot to see you in the memo. You know how many times I remember when I was in Columbus, and it's the same thing here in Cleveland, where I drive down and I see all these white people all gathered together on some type of event. Like it's a whole field just, where they got, barriers and they're, got beer and they're drinking and you got music going on. I'm like, what on earth is going on here? And so, we had this gathering. I said, well, why? How come I never seen anything advertised or nothing? But all of them know. They were all there. You didn't see nothing on Facebook. You didn't see nothing advertised, nothing on the news. But all these white folks all together. I'm just saying. Are we the only people on earth that can't unify just because? Is that the kind of people we are? Is that what we are? If that was the case, it makes you wonder what what is in us, what has been beaten into us so deeply that it's become an obstacle to even the most basic levels of unification. Yes, it's hard for us to communicate because we're brilliant people and we all have amazing ideas about this unity. We all have amazing talents, amazing skills. But then when we come together for some reason, we only see the mistakes that each other makes. And we don't notice the abilities, the talents that each other possess. And we don't notice it in a way that we say, okay, I see what these people are doing. I see what this brother is doing. I see what this sister is doing. Let us get a thinker together so we can know how to organize this all in one cohesive whole. Instead of seeing that, all we have is our little bubble. I'm doing this, and this is how hard I'm working on it. I'm doing that, and this is how hard I'm working on it. I've been doing this for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 5 years, and who are you to tell me something different? Who are you to tell me anything? That's the kind of people we are. We can't be told anything. We can't take any suggestions. We can't heed any advice. We can't be criticized. So what do? How do we unify with that? So, July 20th, 2021, Cleveland, Ohio. Specific destination to be announced. The event or the purpose to just be black, get together. Is that something real? Is that something that can happen? Can that really happen? That's all I'm trying to. I'm trying to brainstorm in my head. See, the thing about armed unity is you have the motivation because, in our blood is the desire to stand up and get these people off our backs. You understand? That's our armor. You understand? There's a lot of motivation in that because we have the adrenaline rush to want to do something about our conditions of oppression. We hate seeing each other getting killed. We hate seeing our own get killed, especially when you realize that could be you with the knee on the neck. That could be your child getting shot. That could be your brother trying to get some candy from the store and getting shot by some stranger. We don't like that at all. That's a fact. So there's definite motivation behind unifying, under the banner of our beloved armed and respected armed militia. We definitely need that. And we need more of it. But what I'm speaking of here is your basic everyday civilian population. The regular black men and women, children, young people, being able to unify on call just because we can. Just because we can. Just to show up. Brother put a call out, Cleveland, Ohio, July 20th. We're just going to show up because we're black. We love each other and our desires for unity. And we're going to show up just because we want a unified nation. And we want to manifest it every possible time, every possible opportunity that we can. That's why I went down to Louisville, Kentucky, to support my brother, especially in a time when, he's dealing with all kinds of hindrances from the establishment to, do what our obligation is, to have each other's back. I don't have any. You don't see any weapons on me. When I went down there, you didn't see me with any weapons. You know, but I still wanted to have my brother's back. You know, if any weapon I have, my weapon is right up here. I still wanted to make sure that at least as an individual, I'm more than just about talk. So, and that's why I'm saying, here again, once the destination is established, I'm going to be there on July 20th. If I'm by myself, sitting at a picnic table with a glass of tea, so be it. I will know that I have stuck to a commitment as a black individual. But what is a black nation? You will say, well, who is this guy? What does it matter? You see a black man sitting here. What does it matter? Questman, Abdul. What does it matter? You see a black man sitting here. And that black man has an intention that on July 20th, I'm going to sit there or stand there or whatever and just be black together, if only with myself and my family. I said to the family earlier, maybe, we can develop connections with each other, bring brothers that know how to deliver their lyrics, you know what I'm saying? MCs, lyricists, poets, speakers of different sort. I'm not concerned about your religious persuasion and your philosophical views as long as it's about black unification. Seminars, maybe even, small Job Corps inspirational communicators, because we need, we're in a time where we need to bring back vocational learning. We need to emphasize homeschooling or black community-based schooling. We need to emphasize so many things that are all integral ingredients to black unification, that representatives of all these parts should be there. I was listening to a song from KRS-One, where emphasis was on black. And I thought about, wouldn't it be something if ones like these would just show up, not because they're going to get paid $1,000 or whatever they get paid, but just because they're really about being black. You understand? They hear a brother like Abdul. Who is that? I don't know. Who is Questman? I don't know. And they say, look, we're going to support this brother, but it's not the brother that's being supported. We're going to support this cause and show up in Cleveland, Ohio on July 20th just because. Just because. Is anybody out there? Or am I just talking to empty space? In one ear and out the other? Or is this something that black people are able to do? Are we handicapped or something? Or would you sit there, or what's he talking about? Are we talking that black unity stuff again? He's one of those. We can't just do it. It's frustrating because I'm tired of just seeing stuff in movies and reading about them in religious books. You hear all kinds of stuff. How people got together and they were successful and they started praising God and all the. What happened to that? Did it stop? We can't do any of that? It shouldn't just stop with just, us, having an armed militia. That's only one aspect of a whole picture. You understand? That's only one part. It don't stop there. It keeps on going. There's other factors that we need to be dealing with as well and getting everything on the same board. That's the purpose of that inspiration. And I believe that is the hope that our beloved GMJ has is, black unification. You understand? That here, look, they sparked a fire. It should spread like wildfire. To where each of us are wanting to rise up and stand up. You understand? And the more of us that are about this unification, the more effective all these great leaders' efforts become. Yes, indeed, it is frustrating. It's very frustrating because, you're constantly trying to think of what will make us click in such a way that we respond like wildfire. Why is it so complicated for us to stand up for each other? You got a brother that's facing 20 years, prison time. And, for standing up. For standing up for what? For Second Amendment rights. And it's like, you look at it, the GoFundMe account, and it's like we're a no-show, even just on principle. On principle. Where are these big basketball players, these billion-dollar basketball players? Sean Puffy Combs, billionaires. Jay-Z, billionaires. Where are they at? They can buy a football stadium, but they can't, help a brother's GoFundMe account. I'm just saying. Like I said, it's not about me. It's about what I'm observing. And we need to find some way where we can have a unified circle of communication that's so unbreakable for a long enough time that we can get enough of the family on the same page. The reason why these people are able to sit there and down talk GMJ and others like that is because nobody's on the same page. So you got a whole bubble of people who got all this negative stuff to say about this group. This bubble of people's got all kinds of negative stuff to say about this group. And then by the time it gets to you, you get all kinds of misinformation. You don't know what's true or false anymore. Crabs in a barrel, right? Is this fiction? We can't unify just because? I mean, just imagine. I'm just to let you know. I go to this location. It might be a park. I know a good park over here in Cleveland. I go to this park, hoping that a good number of the black family has will enough, passion enough, you understand, motivation enough just to show up, bringing their vendors carts, bringing their clothes carts, bringing their music, bringing their voice. Just because the announcement was made by one of their own. I mean, imagine how embarrassing it would be as a nation where an announcement was made by one of our own to let's just get together just because. Just be black. And I'm sitting at a park bench all by myself on July 20th. It won't bother me none as an individual because, my greatest level of this journey, soul journey of life, is establishing peace within myself, even if I have to die trying. Peace within myself. You understand? But like I said, because I'm a part of a bigger community, I'm not on this planet by myself. There are many other people like this. Darker, lighter, there are many other people like this. You understand? So I know it's not about me. I know it's a bigger picture here. But how will this turn out? That's all it did. Put a sign together. Put an idea out there. Projected an idea. a seed, if you will. I want to see what grows from this. I want to see if black power, black unity can grow from a seed meant to bring us together. Just because. Just because we can. It's called self-determination. Can you imagine? Look at this. It's now 5:51, nearly an hour. And here I am talking on a live about one basic thing in general. I mean, I've broken some other things down or talked about some other things. But generally speaking, the thing that's most pointed in this is the title. July 20th, just be black, get it together. I'm wondering where all these people are at. Like I said, I heard the song drop from KRS-One. I heard even Busta Bus drop some things. I've heard all kinds of black family, dropping hard knowledge, hard word about black unity. Where's everybody at? How come we're all talking in these little tiny bubbles, or our own community, or our own flock, or our own crew, and it's like everybody's out of reach? I mean, I've even put together, where I put an email out. Sister, come on this live, intelligent sister. Come on this live. I'd like to be able to break bread so we can get to understand, what your journey's about, what you're striving for. Brother, come on board. Come talk to us. You understand? I've been watching your videos, and you coming with some heavy history, some heavy knowledge. Come, let's get together so we can get on one accord. We can link with each other. You understand? I've even put it out there to hey man, we all in this flowing tip. Why don't we put some big crew type joint together? Just because. Just so the family, can see, you see all these groups, they don't even know each other. But they done came together, unified as black family, and they done dropped this whole song together. Stuff like that, man. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen on July 20th? There's nothing special about it. If you look on the calendar, in the Gregorian calendar, there's nothing on that date. It's not somebody's holiday. It's not some white person's holiday. It's not some black person's holiday that I know of. I don't know anything that's happened on that date to note. But we can make it a holiday for ourselves. Why? Because we unified, we got together, just be black, and that was it. That'd be the national Just Be Black holiday, or whatever you want to call it. It was the day that we did it just because we could. Just because we could. No other motivation. Just because we could. Just because we have self-determination. What more reason do we need? You understand? In our effort to bring about nation building, autonomy, freedom, equality, all of these things that we're striving for, reparations, you name it. How can we think to have 1 million unified body, like our brother is talking about, 1 million armed, 1 million unarmed, if it's something as simple as this, an on-call, let's get together, Cleveland, Ohio, July 20th, let's do it, just because. And then July 20th comes, and there's one brother and his family sitting at a park bench. There's your black nation. Oh, man. I'm just wondering how real we are. I know we're real because I see real brothers and sisters all the time. But it just seems like when it comes to piecing all this together, it's like we're so hard to contact. We're so hard to communicate with. Everybody's got their own agenda. Nobody just wants to come together just to be black, and that's it. Why'd you come? Oh, because I was doing this, or we had this training camp, or we had this. Fine, bring your training camp. Bring your clothes shelf, your clothes racks. Bring your popcorn. Bring your latest single. Bring your spoken word. Bring you. Is that unrealistic? Am I speaking unrealistic? That's what I'm trying to find out. Is this like a fantasy? Am I not thinking realistic? Black people coming from wherever they are in the States to Cleveland, Ohio. You understand? Just to get together. Imagine, the black family coming together, donating. We hold down a spot somewhere. You understand? Renovate a spot and say, look, we're going to go ahead and, renovate this for what? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, who knows. So that way the family can come in town, invite, renowned black lyricists, musicians, what have you, on some conscious stuff, not on some silly stuff. Because this is about black unity. Invite the family from all breaks, all walks. We come together. Just like, like I said, just like when you walk through some of these white events, you see them all together. Nobody even, the announcement didn't get to anyone else but them. Can we do something better than that? Because here is actually an announcement. But can this be something we could just do? Even have a charity drive. Help some of the people in poverty. Some of the children, the orphans. Help some of the people. You can have to bring charity drives there. Bring all of that. We're just all coming up. Just all coming together. I'm telling you, the challenge is there. One United Bank, where you at? You're a black-owned bank, right? What you doing for the black community right now? I'm not saying you're not doing nothing, but here's an opportunity to sponsor something. Just Be Black July 20th. One United Bank, black-owned bank, where you at? All our musicians, all our black musicians, brothers and sisters, where you at? You understand? I'm just throwing names out there. KRS-One, where you at? July 20th, July 20th. Cleveland, Ohio. Just Be Black, get together. Spread the word, pass it around. Where are they at? Where's all these black people, all these black brothers and sisters talking all this unity stuff? You understand? I'm not talking about, us just showing up just for some drama's sake. Yeah, peace and blessings, respect to Sasha X. We getting that. We're dealing with that, right? Right? All the things that's been going on. That's bringing nothing but drama, breaking our hearts apart, suffering upon suffering. But what can we do amongst ourselves for the sake of bringing peace amongst ourselves, unity amongst ourselves? You understand? Just something for us. Can we have something for us? Just because we can. Self-determination. Key ingredient to nation building. You can't think to have a unified nation without the insistence on self-determination. Yeah, where are they at? Where the black family at? All these ones at? Where you at, African Esquire? Where you at? Where's everybody at? Home team, where you at? All these people with all this powerful intellect, all this powerful wisdom, all this power. You know, where are they at? Can any of these show up on July 20th, just be black, get together, or does it have to be some fancy holiday, or does it have to be some great renowned leader sponsoring it? Just can't be a nobody brother just shouting it out there and we show up. Here I am talking at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time, New York time, or Eastern time, calling out the black family just to come together, just be black, get together, just because we can. I just want to know how real we are. Not an attack. Not an attack. But a call for us to manifest who we are on this planet. Why do we always have to wait for something to happen just to get unified? Why does something just have to trigger our emotions for us to think about unity? Somebody has to die for us to unify. We have to march and protest for us to unify. We can't just unify just because we can. Or do we have to have some type of label? We have to put NOI, BLM, like the brother is saying, or even NFAC. And this is respect to all the movements that are about us. But I'm saying, why can't we just unify? Why can't we just get together even just this one day? One day, perhaps to start many days afterwards, because we start making a trend. Like, oh, shoot, we did this on the 20th. Let's go ahead and rock it the next month too. Let's just go ahead and keep it going. Next thing you know, we just keep on unifying. Because why do you keep unifying? Because we can. You understand? Self-determination. We're a people. We unify just like you like to unify. You guys got to get together on the Greek festival or this festival. Well, guess what? The black family, we can unify too. And we're going to keep on doing it. Am I speaking fictitious? Am I speaking an illusion? Or can we prove this on July 20th? So yeah. I put the information there. You see my email in the description. All the details of what's being looked for is right there in that description. So all those, LeBron James, where you at? You was in Cleveland at the time. Where you at, LeBron? You opened up the school, but can we show up on July 20th? Just be black. Get together. You understand? Or do we only show up when, like I said, when there's something, advantages to our own individual cause? Why not a cause that's about all of us as a black nation? Yeah. I'm just your brother right here talking this to you. But I just wonder. Like I said, I don't doubt us as a people. But it makes me think of a verse in the Quran, an ayat in the Quran, where I'm going to paraphrase, where the Prophet Ibrahim, spoke to Allah and said, how do you bring about the living from the dead? And then Allah says, are you, doubting? You're weakening in faith? He says, no, I don't have any doubt. I'm not weak in faith or whatever. But I want to I want to ease my heart. I want to confirm for my heart's sake. So Allah said, take, call forth some birds, and then take a part of them and put them on every hill, east, west, north, south, like that, right? Then once you've done that, call them forth. After they've been broken into pieces, call them forth and watch them come at speed. Similarly is my situation. I believe in us. My passion is for us, the black nation, because we've been through so much. And I believe that the way things began is the way things will end. It started with us. It's got to end with us. But my heart needs to experience what it means to have black unity. It needs to experience that we are capable, without any yokes or chains around our necks, to just show up, to just unify, without any superheroics or anything fancy being the initial motivating factors. Just a regular, ordinary brother shouting across the YouTube channel, July 20th, Just Be Black, get together. Is that possible? Oh, man. That's how I am. Like I said, that's why I said that chronic passage, because that's the similitude that I see out of this. I don't know, folks. There may be some folks somewhere getting angry from these words somewhere. Who's this brother think he is, talking about, blacks just showing up just because they can? Who's this brother? Who's this guy? Who's this Negro? Who's this nigga? All this, that, and the other. Well, I'm all that what you said and more. With a Mr. on the front of it, right? I'm just saying, beloved black family, what are we made of? What are we really made of? Being in this land, in a struggle, a perpetual struggle for the last, 400 plus years. Are we still chained down? Do we still have this chain, this yoke around our neck, that we can't do anything meaningful unless it's sponsored by some type of dreadful event? Like I said, do we have to die for blacks to want to unify? Can we unify on the basis of living, on the basis of peace? Can we unify because we're alive? Just a question to the black family, the high and the low, the rich and the poor. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where is anybody? You see this earth image behind me on this screen here. Imagine you had this type of view from the heavens, and you're looking upon the earth, wondering where the black nation's at, wondering how to get them to unify. And everything you try, they just won't unify. For hundreds of different reasons. You don't have our name over what you're doing. You don't have this particular organization's approval. You don't represent these groups of people. You don't acknowledge that you're a part of this type of people. You on and on and on and on. You're not. Who are you? You're not qualified to talk like this. You're not qualified to, get people together just to be black, just because we can. Is there some type of badge or something that I need a badge just to say, hey, black family, this is your brother, another black man, saying, hey, let's unify just because we can. What does it take to manifest a miracle in our own time? The miracle being something as simple as this, that for no other reason, just to be together, but just to be together and unify, the black people came together. They responded to a humbled call from the ground level. It's easy for people to respond to famous folks. Everybody's listening to them. Like, hey, Minister so-and-so said, hey, Million Man, let's come together. And they all show up. General so-and-so, Sheikh so-and-so, this person, that person, let's all come together. And they all show up by the tons. But how about a regular person? How about just a regular person, just a brother, right? Can we just unify? Yeah, man. Because I believe that that a presence greater than our own is observant, and that our struggle is real. And I believe that every effort we make in a way to healing the wounds that have come from this struggle bring us closer to why we are still here to begin with. Why are we still here? You've got all kinds of drama happening on the world, not even just dealing with the conditions of black oppression. We've got wars bubbling up. You've got all kinds of economic disasters on the horizon. You've got all kinds of madness just eager to spread rapidly like wildfire. Most of us draped off in entertainment, draped off in the vanities of the world, too caught up in all this to take notice. And here we're in a time where the spirit of black unity is clearly manifested upon us. But how many of us really hear the voice of that spirit? So much so that any opportunity to unify, any opportunity to manifest our presence here, we would quickly respond to it without any hesitation or second guessing. How many of us are able to do that? How many of us are able to do that? Just questions that I have at 6:30 now or 6:15 now in the morning. So I don't profess perfection of any sort. I definitely don't claim to be some messiah or something. I'm just your brother Abdul Wadud, aka Questman. I'm no general. We have a beloved general, and much respect to him. We have many soldiers, many brothers and sisters, not afraid to pick the heat up and stand up. Much respect to all of them. But do we have family willing to support and stand up just for the regular person's voice, the regular black man's voice? Just a regular person. Can we just show up just because? Just be black. Get together. July 20th, Cleveland, Ohio. Specific location to be announced. In the meantime, vendors, event managers, speakers, performance artists, musicians, friends, family, Black Nation, wherever you are, get in touch with your brother. You see my email there on the description, thelightdome at souljourneyoflife.com. Let's start somewhere, right? And okay, yeah, and you see the donation link there too for the Cash App, the Light Dome. Why ask for donations? Well, the thing is, when you want to, encourage the family to unify in one location, you kind of have to have, something established in advance. That means we want to be able to renovate space. I don't know how many people would show up out of this. It'd be amazing if 1,000 people showed up. It'd be amazing if 30 people showed up. It'll still be amazing if even one person shows up. All the same, to be able to have enough space for vendors to be able to set up their shop, platform for speakers and performance artists and musicians to be able to entertain, speak, and communicate and drop their knowledge and wisdom. And, of course, event managers, because, again, just your regular brother. My profession in general is an IT repair tech, not an event manager, which means that, it only makes sense to me to try to attract those that know how to work those type of mechanisms. And that's all I've been trying to say, to the family. I'm doing what I can with what I know, with the resources that I have, the learning that I have, whatever little it is. I don't claim to be an expert of anything. I'm not an expert website maker. I, put my best shot up there, souljourneyoflife.org. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But time will tell. But like I said, the main point is black unity. Real black unity. Real black unity with no strings attached, with no hidden agendas. Black families supporting one another. Showing an appreciation for all those who've been standing up for us in the past, who are standing up for us now, and for those who just may stand up for us in the future. Standing up for justice and unity for black people the world over. So I think I've spoken my piece for now. July 20th, Just Be Black, get together. Again, you'll see my email. You know how to communicate, contact me. Those of you who care to do so, but if not, I'll be at that location on July 20th, 2021. If it even has to be by myself. There'll be one black man representing just being black and being together, if it be that way. This is your brother Abdul Wadud, aka Questman, your host, Soul Journey of Life. And with that said, I bid you salam alaikum. Peace be with you. Shalom, Hotep, and every other variation of peace that's been, taken and absorbed and utilized in the black family, wherever you are. Have a blessed morning now. Grand rising to all those just now waking up and those, preparing to wake up, and those already awake about their work, about to head to their job. Get your blessings, black family. Let's get together. July 20th. Just be black.
thelightdome.